Hi, I'm Chris Gabbitas, Artistic Director of the Phoenix Chorale, and I'm delighted to be speaking today with Blanton Alspaugh, who is the producer of our latest album project, which we are recording at the moment. Blanton, good to see you.
It's great to be in Phoenix again.
It's a great pleasure to be making this recording with you, and my first with the Phoenix Chorale, and I think we've had a hiatus of 7 or 8 years.
It's been that long, yes, since the last recording we made with the chorus.
But we've got this continuity because you and John Newton, of course, the sound engineer, have been working with the chorale for a long time. Could you tell me a bit about the ongoing relationship you've got with the organisation?
Well, as we just realized, this is 20 years that we've been coming to Phoenix to work with the chorale.
And how much has the sound changed in that time?
You know, it changes every time there's a new singer because, of course, you understand this. You've got a collection of singers, and together their individual voices make a sound. And then, you know, as the group evolves, people leave, people join. In subtle but noticeable ways, the sound of the chorus changes, but always the chorus reflects, you know, a kind of unanimity about how things should sound. And then, you know, that comes from conductors. I
think also we're quite informed by the place where we find ourselves. And
absolutely.
Certainly what really appealed to me, the reason that I applied to become the artistic director a few years ago, was the warmth that the chorale seemed to create under Charles Bruffy. But, you know, whether it's recordings or live performances that I was privileged to watch on YouTube, there seemed to be this warmth and this creation of a sense of place because all the singers come from Phoenix, which is quite unusual.
Exactly. There are a number of professional choirs who draw their singers from, you know, the pool of professional singers around the country, and we work with a lot of them, and we see a lot of the same faces in different places. That is one of the things that I think makes, as you said, the chorale here really special, is that this is a group of singers who live here together. They see each other all the time, and they are all here. So I think there's a chance to really encourage that kind of, I keep using the word unanimity because that's what it's about. Everybody comes to know and believe what music can sound like.
Yeah, and the sound coalesces around the vision of the director,
Exactly.
but also the sense of place that we have. And I think because we have so many of their family members and their friends who support us at our live performances, it adds that additional element of communication and emotion to what we do. So we try to capture that on recordings. Now, lots of people would say, in this day and age, why do we bother making commercial recordings? What would be your answer to that?
It's a very simple, straightforward answer. We make recordings so that an ensemble can reach its audience regardless of where the people in that audience are, right? We're not talking about reaching the people who come to a concert at Camelback Bible Church. We're talking about people who became acquainted with the Phoenix Chorale through recordings and who only will ever hear the Phoenix Chorale in recordings. But those people are all over the world.
Well, we see that when we look at our Spotify listenership and the people who Google us online, and you've been part of all these immense recordings that the chorale has made, the definitive Ola Yelo catalogue recording, the Rachmaninoff recording, the Gretchaninov recording, and the recording that I first heard of the chorales, which was A Spotless Rose, and I was listening to it back in England one Christmas 15 years ago. That's what first brought them into my consciousness as an ensemble, and I feel immensely proud that I get to help shape the current sound that they're making along with you and John for this recording. And we're recording Christmas tunes.
Right.
That's what we're doing, because after a hiatus of 7 or 8 years of non-recording, it feels like Christmas is a great way to embed ourselves back into the process and the culture.
Absolutely.
And the exactitude, if you like, of recording, to get that culture back in the organization before we strike out and do some future projects, planning on doing one every year, of course, which will perhaps have a little bit more artistic heft maybe than Christmas, but you can't be an ensemble without a contemporary Christmas album.
And I have to say, this Christmas album has plenty of artistic heft. I mean, you're singing music from from the Renaissance forward, and so much of it is dense with theology and with musical richness and enormous demands on the singers. Even arrangements of Jingle Bells and Sleigh Ride are so elegant and intricate with what they're asking the singers to do. So this isn't
it's not too
a couple
frothy.
of mugs of eggnog and gathering around the fireplace. No. This is art.
Although I think Renaissance music and eggnog go very well together, absolutely. Actually. Personally, I mean, that's what I spend my winter evenings doing, mostly, Renaissance music and eggnog. But I think that one thing that I've really enjoyed is bringing this ensemble of 28 voices towards close harmony arrangements that would naturally have been performed one or two voices to a part. But I think that we're showing and we're proving that larger ensembles can finesse arrangements like that by approaching them in the right manner. And I'm really proud of what we've managed to do as a partnership to bring this repertoire to these musicians. And I think there's something for everybody on the album. The idea really was in part it was to celebrate the Hispanic traditions and heritage of this place where we are. Yeah. So we have some Hispanic Renaissance music, we have some contemporary Hispanic folk song arrangements.
Right.
And La Peregrinación, a piece by Ariel Ramirez, South American composer. But equally, we have the frothy pieces such as the ones you mentioned, Jingle Bells and Sleigh Ride and Winter Wonderland, and then some traditional things in the middle. So, yeah, it's a real balance.
Absolutely.